Hey guys, happy Saturday. It's Joe, and it's time for Puck It with Joe over here on Sports Grid, a Sports Grid TV. Now, this is the part two of today's slate in the NHL. So if you did miss those games starting at 5 p.m. Eastern and earlier, head on over and check out the other video after you're done watching this one live. We have 6 games still to go over on the slate, and why I didn't do them together, well, I just wasn't ready before that first game kicked off between the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Detroit Red Wings. Now, Columbus is leading that game right now. It is a 3-2 lead for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Live lines, looking at them right now, it's minus 172 on the money line for Columbus. I did think this team could pull off the upset win in Detroit, so I wouldn't be jumping on that. If you think the Red Wings can come back, there's so much value at plus 134. We know how strong this team started the season. Those goals just haven't been converting. There's 12 minutes left in the second period. That total is sky high at 9.5. Plus 164 to the over 9.5, but you can't bet it under. Under 9.5 is minus a 215 right now over on FanDuel. So I would stay off that total. If you think Columbus can win this by double 2 goals, laying 1.5 at plus 176, I tell you, I am kind of tempted to hit that right now. I think it's a great live betting opportunity in this one to get that empty netter for the Columbus Blue Jackets to finish up this game. So we'll see. There's 11 minutes left in the second. We'll keep an eye on that as we go over these lines. I'll let you know if there's an opportunity to jump in for some value on those live ones. Now, I am live tonight on Sports Grid, 8 p.m. to midnight Eastern, so make sure you come over and join myself and Scott Wetzel. We'll be giving you a live bets in all of these games, talking about the action going on tomorrow in the NFL, as well as same game parlays, lots of stuff happening across all the sports. Okay. Washington Capitals is where we left off. We're doing the 7:30 Eastern and later games on this part 2 here. So again, if you're looking for the earlier games, head back on over to a Sports Grid TV on Twitter and check out the show. The Washington Capitals take on the New York Islanders tonight. Current odds over at FanDuel for this one coming in as the Washington Capitals at plus 150. Now, minus 182 here for the New York Islanders, with the bookmakers expecting this team to get back on track. This is a team that's lost their last 3, and they're facing a Washington Capitals team that has been rolling nice and strong. Now, that total of 5.5 juice to that over at minus 142. Betting this one under is kind of a scary situation for me because I can't trust the Islanders defense. This defense has been allowing these goals to come in, allowing 3 goals per game and 35.2 shots on goal. With the Washington Capitals rolling in hot, low penalty minutes, I think the value is all on the road dog in this one at plus 150. I have to hit them here. They have all the momentum behind them. They're off a win versus the Devils. That was an incredible win for them. And yes, it was last night, but the back-to-back situation, I'm not too worried about here for this Capitals team. I think they come out hot out of the gate to start this game and should be able to get us that win, especially against the defense. Now, yes, the back-to-back situation isn't very good for the Capitals. 3-10 in their last 13 games, playing on 0 days rest. So I expect them to allow these goals to come in as well. Darcy Kuemper expected a net. Now, Kuemper, while he was phenomenal with the Colorado Avalanche, he really needs that support in front of him. This team is limiting opponents to 29.2 shots on goal per game. They've got a very strong kill at 88.1%. They're just not giving him enough support. So Kemper's numbers coming in at a 3.07 goals against average and a 0.892. Defense needs to show up in front of him today. Varlamov is confirmed here for the New York Islanders, 1.77 goals against average and a 0.950. So definitely the stronger goalie, but he is the backup goalie here. I just don't trust the Islanders defensively and what they've been doing as of late. 1-5 in their last 6 games at home. So give me the over 5.5 in this one. I will lay that juice. I think the Capitals get off to a hot start. I'd look at the Capitals money line for the full game and on the money line in that first period. Alex Ovechkin, you can look at 5+ shots on goal. Like I said, the Islanders allowing their goaltenders to be peppered out there at 5+ shots on goal. He's coming in at plus 154. I would look for Alex Ovechkin to also get the anytime goal in this one. Looking at John Carlson for the assist. You have to shop around. Those lines not out on FanDuel right now, but other places you can grab John Carlson for the assist, over half assist. So anytime assist coming in at minus 125. The next game on a deck We have the Buffalo Sabres taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, current odds on this one, the Buffalo Sabres plus 162 here on the road, minus 196 for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Total 6.5 at minus 140 to the over. If you want to lay the 1.5 with the Pittsburgh Penguins, that's coming in at plus 125. Grabbing the 1.5 with the Buffalo Sabres, plus 1.5 at minus 152. So value there. I don't think I've done this all year long. I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Penguins, laying the 1.5 for a big win here to dominate over the Buffalo Sabres. That's coming in at plus 125. The Buffalo Sabres are on the second night of the back-to-back, and I expect them to show their struggles here as well. They also had a back-to-back within the last week. They had a Friday, Saturday back-to-back last week. So I'm expecting two back-to-backs within, 7 days of each other to really add to this team and their fatigue out there on the ice. Now, Lankaken is expected in goal for them. He's got a 3.10 goals against average and a 0.899 save percentage. And Tristan Jarry, the stronger goalie of the two, his goals against average is 2.52 and a save percentage of 0.907. I expect Tristan Jarry to have a solid night here. Now, that puck line for the Buffalo Sabres has been phenomenally strong on the road. They've covered the puck line all 6 of their road games. I think this is their first puck line loss on the road here. And the Pittsburgh Penguins get it. Now they're home off a 3-game road trip. They went 3-0 on that road trip, absolutely dominating. They got the big overtime win versus the LA Kings in that last game, 4-3. I just think even though they are back home off a short road trip, that they're still going to have success in this one. So I'm looking for that success to come. You also look at the Buffalo Sabres. They have struggled in Pittsburgh here. They are 8-22 in the last 30. And Alex Touche out due to an upper body injury. So I think with Touche out, this is a great opportunity for the Pittsburgh Penguins to come out strong. Sidney Crosby, Erik Karlsson. You can look at Karlsson for the assist here. That's coming in at minus 135. Sidney Crosby for the goal. I think this team really has a phenomenal game out there in front of their home crowd. This team averaging 34.6 shots on goal per game. And with the Buffalo Sabres allowing 30.1, this is a game that you can start looking at those shots on goal props. You're going to lay the juice, but I don't care. Yeah, Cav, I decided to do a quick return. Lots of people asking me when I was going to be back up. So quick return here to get the show up and going so you guys can get on with your day. There's so much happening out there on the ice and on the court and on the field. So I wish you guys all the best in all of your bets today. But yeah, give me the Pittsburgh Penguins on that puck line, laying 1.5 at plus 125. Their team total, something to look at as well, over 3.5, but it's juiced at minus 146. We know the Buffalo Sabres are allowing those goals to roll in. I could see this being a 5-3 style game, so I lean to that over as well. Okay, the Arizona Coyotes are up next versus the Nashville Predators. Now, the Coyotes, such a tremendous start to the season, coming in at plus 122 here. The Nashville Predators at minus 146, total 5.5. Surprising this total is low at 5.5 at minus 140. Looking at the goalie matchup, Connor Ingram confirmed. Saros expected here for the Nashville Predators. Ingram actually has a better record than Saros this season. Better save percentage at 0.919. Well, Saros comes in here at 0.905. The goals against average also better for Connor Ingram at 2.47, while Saros is at 2.96. I do think the Arizona Coyotes, can you tell I'm liking the dogs today? I think the dogs are barking. Shout out to Joe over on IG. Nice to see you joining us today. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I think the Arizona Coyotes definitely have an advantage here. Their power play is so strong, which is surprising to say for this Arizona Coyotes team. 6th best power play in the league at 28.4% conversion rate. If the Nashville Predators get in the box, they've got one of the worst kills in the whole league, only at 69.8%. I do think Arizona will be able to convert. Now, who's going to convert here? Clayton Keller has been tremendous for us as well. 5 goals, 7 assists. The anytime goal for Clayton Keller tonight at plus 200. Logan Cooley's being great for those assists, coming in with 7 assists on the season and 1 goal. I'm tempted to take Logan Cooley for the anytime goal. I just have a feeling he is going to have a strong night. Looking at the other side of the puck, we know the Predators here with Ryan O'Reilly and Philip Forsberg have that offensive production that's able to get those goals. Looking at Ryan O'Reilly, he's got 7 goals on the season and 4 assists. Him for the anytime goals plus 195. Philip Forsberg has been getting those shots. 4 goals, 10 assists. I'd look at him for the assist. This one goes over for me. I'd lay the minus 140 to the over 5.5 in this one. We've seen 4 of the last 6 meetings go over the total, with one of those pushing, one of those staying under, and 3 of the last 5 in Nashville going over that total. Again, one staying under and one getting the push. So it's got to be the dog for me. It's got to be the over for me. And it's got to be those players to come out nice and strong and get those goals for us. Oh, we're going to talk about LA. I don't know if it's going to be a bad spot for LA or not. We're going to look at that one for sure. Yeah, these player props definitely have been hitting lately. So the plus money on the player props has been absolutely phenomenal. If you got Connor Zary last night, William Nylander, that game we cleaned up on those player props. Even with betting, 3 or 4 guys to get those goals, hitting 2 of those made us so much money because the plus money on them. I keep saying I'm worried about the Kings in the scheduling spot, but at the end of the day, I'm not. The Flyers on the second night of the back-to-back. We'll jump to that game. First, we're going to talk about the St. Louis Blues taking on the Colorado Avalanche. Now, St. Louis Blues plus 190 here. The Colorado Avalanche minus 235. Total of 6.5, actually juiced to that under at minus 122 to the under, plus 100 to the over. I do expect this one to stay under that total. We know how strong Colorado has been. Their penalty kill, 3rd best overall in the league at 88%. This team is getting those shots and they are firing away. We have a non-existent power play here for the St. Louis Blues. I think they're in trouble tonight. Jordan Binnington absolutely has to stand on his head. And we're not seeing confirmation of Jordan Binnington. So this is a wait and see. Let me just double check FanDuel. Yeah, still no goalie confirmations. We're expecting Binnington. If Binnington is a net, I'm willing to take the St. Louis Blues at plus 1.5 at minus 125. I think there's value on the Blues to keep this tight. I think it's a lower scoring game. The Colorado Avalanche, little bit of a look ahead spot. They just played the Seattle Kraken and lost on Thursday night. That was a 4-3 loss. Guess who they have on deck on Monday? The Seattle Kraken again. So this is kind of like a sandwich team in between the Kraken here with the St. Louis Blues. And I think the Avs, well, I think they not look past the Blues, but don't expect the Blues to play as hard as they do. The Blues are coming in with a little bit of oof off that win over the Arizona Coyotes, 2-1 win for them. So plus 1.5 for the St. Louis Blues, minus 125. Between these two teams, it's actually really interesting. The road team has had a huge advantage with the road team going 8-2 in the last 10 meetings. So if you want to have a little bit of faith in the St. Louis Blues and Jordan Binnington, and when I say and Jordan Binnington, this game comes down to, can Jordan Binnington stand on his head tonight? Because the Colorado Avalanche are averaging 33.7 shots on goal per game, 5th best overall in the league, 3.33 goals per game. The Blues, they're offensively inept compared to the Colorado Avalanche. So this will come down to Jordan Binnington. If Jordan Binnington can stand on his head, if Jordan Binnington can get the shutout, the Blues can win this one. So you're banking a lot on Jordan Binnington in this. Would I be shocked if the Avs came out and scored 3 goals on him in the first period? Absolutely not, because the St. Louis Blues also allowing 32 shots on goal per game. When you have a team like Colorado averaging 33.7, you know there's going to be close to 40 shots on Binnington. Binnington has done it, though, versus the Avs. We have seen him stop 41, 42 shots on him. Faith in Binnington tonight. Give me the Blues plus the 1.5 at minus 125. If you think they can win this, you got to sprinkle when those lines come out on Binnington for 1, the shutout, and 2, the safer bet, the over, whatever his number is coming out at, because this Colorado team is going to fire and fire away at him. Okay, next game on the board, the Edmonton Oilers versus the Seattle Kraken. Are we done saying the Oilers should bounce back? Because I'm so sick of hearing the Oilers have to win, the Oilers have to bounce back. The books are so disrespecting the Seattle Kraken in this one, making them the underdog here at home. I am still shaking my head how you can make the Seattle Kraken a plus 112 underdog versus the Edmonton Oilers, who keep losing these games. They even lost to the Sharks. The Oilers coming in at minus 134. Not buying into it. Total of 6.5, minus 122 to the over. Should Edmonton be able to come in here and win? Absolutely. The current form of the Edmonton Oilers, until they show me this team has some heart, they look dead in their eyes. This is why they're called Deadmonton. I will not back this team. Stuart Skinner expected in net. The goaltending is a huge issue for the Edmonton Oilers. We saw Jack Campbell put on waivers down to the AHL. He was absolutely struggling. But Skinner, exactly the same situation. Skinner should be sent down to the AHL. They should do something. They should bring up an AHL goalie because that goaltending duo wasn't working. They got rid of one of the goaltenders. It's still not working for this team. There's a lot wrong with Edmonton. It starts with Connor McDavid. It starts at the head of this team. Connor McDavid does not play both ways of the puck. He's a strong forward. He's absolutely elite out there. He can get these goals. He hasn't been getting them as of late. He does not drop back and play any style of defense. When he does, this Edmonton Oilers team can win. They need the support of their top forwards to drop back and play defense as well. They're just not doing it. They're not getting those block shots. There's so many issues with the Edmonton Oilers. Heads are going to roll today. If they lose and when they lose this game, I think the Kraken have every opportunity of winning it. Now, could we see the Edmonton Oilers off that embarrassing loss to the Sharks, 3-2 loss to the Sharks in a game everyone was like, well, the Oilers have to win, and they lost. Could we see them bounce back? Absolutely. Could we see new life in this team? Absolutely. But still the problem is going to be there. Skinner is going to allow these goals. We can look at the Seattle Kraken's team total over 3.5. The books are giving us amazing plus money at plus 132. Could this be a 5-4 win for the Edmonton Oilers? Of course it could be. This Oilers team is a team that was so strong offensively. They've just fallen completely flat. I would look for the Kraken, though, to be able to score on Skinner. The first period over 1.5 at minus 140 and a goal in that first 5 minutes. A goal in the first 5 minutes. It doesn't matter who gets that goal. That's coming in at plus 164. And I think that's my favorite bet of this game. The goal in the first 5 minutes at plus 164. I think it's a prime opportunity for us to make some money on, Skinner in net for the Edmonton Oilers. We also look at how both of these goalies have done versus each other. Grubauer has not been fantastic versus the Edmonton Oilers. The last 5 games versus Edmonton, he is fade-worthy. Like, really, Grubauer is a fade versus the Oilers. He's got a .827 save percentage versus the Oilers and a goals against average of 4.37. Grubauer needs to do better. When we look at Skinner here versus the Seattle Kraken, he's 3-2 in the last 5 games with a goals against average of 3.72 and a save percentage of .884. This game screams over. This game screams first period over. It screams a goal in the first 5 minutes. It screams for me to continue to fade the Edmonton Oilers. Could they get back on track? 100%. Jared McCann here for his shots on goal over 2.5. We know the Oilers are giving up these shots. That's coming in at minus 135. Vince Dunn here for the assist coming in at plus 114. Look for these goal scorers in this one. 4 of the last 4 meetings in Seattle have gone over that total, and 6 of the last 7 have gone over, with 1 getting that push. The Edmonton Oilers have given up 3 or more goals in their last 4 games. They got that win over Calgary, but Calgary is just a complete disaster too. So Edmonton's record on the season on the road, 1-5 on the road this season, 2-9-1 right now. On the season. It's deplorable. We have the Seattle Kraken 2-3 at home, 5-6-1-2 straight up for the season. So you guys, it's going to be an ugly game there. I'm not loving it, but that goal in the first 5 minutes, I'm loving that plus money. The last game on the board, the Philadelphia Flyers taking on the LA Kings, plus 184 here for the Philadelphia Flyers on the back-to-back. I have the craziest windstorm going outside right now, you guys. It keeps pulling my distracting me because there is leaves blowing. It looks like I am in a leaf snow globe right now. Okay, so plus 184 for the Flyers here, minus 225 for the LA Kings, total 6.5. Actually, juiced to that under, minus 120 to the under. The last time these teams faced up, the LA Kings got the big win. This was just back like 8 days ago. It was on the 4th. LA Kings won it 5-0. They face Cal Peterson, who is confirmed again in net for the Flyers. He was their old teammate. Cal Peterson played with the LA Kings. He's got a 2.52 goals against average, save percentage of 0.913. If Carter Hart was in net tonight, I would be a little bit concerned here with the LA Kings in their schedule. Without Carter Hart, with Cal Peterson, the LA Kings hit him hard in the last game, and I expect them to hit him hard here again. I expect the LA Kings with Cam Talbot to have a strong game here. They're huge favorites, though, right now. So I'm looking at the LA Kings in the first period on that puck line, laying the half a goal at plus 128. We know they're off the loss to the Pittsburgh Penguins in OT. That was a 4-3 loss. I think they come out with a little bit of vengeance here, especially here versus a Flyers team who is off a hard win last night versus the Ducks. The Ducks, wow, they could have been quacking last night, but the Flyers got off to that hot start with Urson in goal, a weak goalie too, and only allowed those 3 goals, and the Flyers put up 6. So the Flyers rolling in here. They're not strong on that back-to-back. There has been a road team advantage between these two, but I think this is a 5-2 style game here for the LA Kings. I'm going to look at the LA Kings on the puck line for the full game, laying the 1.5 at plus 100. I like the first period puck line, laying the half a goal. Way better. Kempe here for the anytime goal. He's coming in at plus 145. I did do a same game parlay as well, you guys. The over 1.5 in the first period. Kempe for the anytime goal, and the over 6.5 goals in total coming in at plus 411 for all 3 of those combined. The only one that is really juiced that I wouldn't play outside of the parlay is the over 1.5 in the first period. I think that's coming in around like minus 140, but everything else outside of that is a lower odds there. So that is what I'm liking on today's slate. Let's just check how that game is going. That's currently underway. The Red Wings have come back in that game to finish that second period. We are going into the third period. Just at intermission here. Oh, it looks like we got 3 seconds left in the second period. It is a 4-3 lead for the Detroit Red Wings. There goes my bet of Detroit under 3.5. This offense finally has been able to open up. I do think there's value still on the Columbus Blue Jackets to come back in this one. Plus 400 on that money line to come back. You can also take them plus 1.5 at minus 111. Looks like more minutes or more seconds are being put on that clock in the second period. Now 6 seconds on the clock. So not really sure what is happening, but we already have 7 goals in that one. The over 9.5 just was at plus 104. The line's locked. I jump on that over 9.5. This one so easily can see more than those goals coming in the third period. Everything is locked up though right now, you guys. Again, I am going to be live on Sports Grid tonight from 8 p.m. Eastern to midnight going over all of these games. So make sure you join me over there. Kempe anytime goal, I absolutely love. I'm not sure about Philip though. So, but Kempe for the anytime goal. I absolutely love Kev. Okay, you guys, all the best in all your bets today. There's so much going on. Make sure you head on over to Sports Grid TV on all social media. Check out my, oh my God, there's like things blowing everywhere. Check out my CFL videos. We've got 4 teams playing today. 2 will make it through to the Grey Cup. So see who I'm liking for that. You guys, I also have NFL videos coming out tomorrow over on Sports Grid TV. So make sure you check it all out. All the best in all of your bets. If you're looking for the earlier games, check out the other video. All the best, you guys.